I'm now joined by Marquette junior forward Chloe Marotta, who is down in San Antonio, Texas for the NCAA tournament. Chloe, thanks for much for taking the time today. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
So jumping right out, you come from a big basketball family. You've seen a fair share of your selection shows for March Madness. So what was it like seeing Marquette come across the screen Monday night in the Al McGuire Center for you?
It was really a childhood dream come true. You watch it on the TV growing up, and you're constantly thinking, wow, I
Mhm.
want to be in that person's shoes one day. And I hoped ever since I was younger that I would be. And to celebrate with my teammates and with my best friends was a feeling like no other for sure.
That's awesome. I really enjoyed seeing the video from you guys. You guys had to wait a little bit, but you finally got to the big dance. And this year has been a year like no other for numerous reasons. One of those being a lot of the COVID procedures you guys have to go through. One of them is you have to go through quarantine right now in San Antonio. So what has that been like for you and your teammates?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's so many rules out here, but I'm happy that there's rules because they're making it work for us. And so we came in, got tested right away, and then headed to our hotel room where we get food delivered to our front doors, and really just doing your homework in your room, chilling out, watching some TV. FaceTiming your teammates if you want to FaceTime them. But it's been all right. We got tested again this morning, and so we got a little bit of fresh air. It's 80 degrees out here. So when we get the chance to go out there, from Wisconsin, you got to take every advantage of that.
I'm certainly jealous about that weather. It's a little cold up here, so you guys enjoy that as well. But take us through a normal day right now inside the bubble since the moment you guys landed yesterday afternoon.
So we got off the plane, headed right to the hotel. It's interesting. You can see like certain rules as we go along. So you walk into the kind of arena convention center that they have the testing going on, and we walked into there, got tested right away. You wait there until your test results are given back to you.
Mhm.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then as you walk out, we got a nice little gift bag, gear, Powerade stuff that they gave us, which was awesome. Headed back to the room and basically chilled out for probably like, I don't know, what was it, 5, 6 hours until we went to sleep last night. In that meantime, we got lunch and we got dinner. And so that was kind of our quarantine. And now today, woke up, we had study hall this morning, headed to get tested again. And now we're going to get dressed in a little bit to head to practice. Today's going to be more so of like a shooting day, getting our legs under us and focusing a little bit on scout. And we'll have some film and then some dinner and repeat the next day.
We'll get into a little bit about the practice in just a little bit, but this is the second Bubbleville, if you will, for the team. Knowing that the Big East tournament was like a bubble for you guys, how much of an advantage is that for you heading into a bubble in San Antonio?
Yeah, I mean, we've been basically in a bubble our entire season this year. Even
Hmm.
at Marquette, we've been kind of secluded away from students and from other people in our lives, our family, our friends, and so this is really nothing too new for us, for sure. And I think that the Big East tournament really set us up for success. I know that the NCAA followed a lot of the similar rules that Big East tournament had in place for us, and it was successful there. So hoping it will be successful here.
As an upperclassman on this team, what has been the message to younger players and even upperclassmen as a whole, just to go through with everything of the medical procedures, the clearances, the quarantine, to know that this might be an unusual schedule and unusual time for you guys, but it's an opportunity to compete?
Yeah, we've definitely talked about that. I think that, there's a lot of rules and there's a lot of things to follow, but we're a pretty disciplined team and we like to have pretty
Hmm.
much rules set for us. But I also think, you could be home following these COVID rules, or you could be here following these COVID rules. So to be honest with you, we'd much rather be here. So it's good.
I was a part of a Zoom earlier this morning with the NCAA, and they were talking about you guys have this contact tracing device on you when you guys are going to be going to practice in games. How is that something new for you guys, and how are you guys handling that just for the game purposes?
Yeah, I think it's called the Connexon, I believe is how
Hmm.
you pronounce it. And yeah, we did have it for the Big East tournament. That was the first time we had used it. I know other conferences have used it in the past this year, but what we do is we just have we have catapult bras that we use, and we'll put them in there. So you don't really see them too much, and it's not much different than the actual catapult device that we usually use for testing,
Mhm.
certain times that we're tired or whatever it is. But um, it's not too bad, and I think it's kind of interesting too. It
Mhm.
flashes when you're close to someone more than 6 feet, and yeah, whatever works
Mhm.
works.
Going, we mentioned it a few seconds ago. Today is going to be the first day of eligible practice for Marquette down in the bubble. What do you guys you feeling an extra sense of excitement, energy amongst your teammates and yourself, knowing you get to be back on the court, but a court that it speaks a little bit more of an importance, knowing that you're at the big dance.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think going into practice today, every practice that we have from here on out could be our last, and that's
Hmm.
what we kind of have to think about that in our head and really give it everything we have. We're excited about our matchup, and we're excited about learning more about Virginia Tech and the teams to come, and so yeah, I think there's definitely a different type of energy. We get on the bus, we play a little music. Like I said, the weather gets us going a little bit, and so it should be good practice tonight.
That's awesome. And earlier this week, Lauren Van Clunen said you guys are going to be the same blue collar team you've been the entire season. How do you bring that into the NCAA tournament, knowing it's a mentality of one and done potentially?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that Lauren said it best. We've been driven and a blue collar team this entire season, and we'll definitely still bring that to the tournament. And I think that a lot of teams can watch us on film and see our movements and stuff, but you don't really know how hard we work until you play
Hmm.
against us. And I think that's something that we're really going to bring to the tournament and surprise some teams here.
That's something that I've enjoyed watching covering you guys for the past 2 years. So it's something to be proud of. And speaking of that pride, on you have a big opponent on a Sunday in Virginia Tech. They're 14 and 9 overall in this season, 8-8 in the ACC. Out of How do you prepare for a team like this, knowing this is your first time facing a team like Virginia Tech?
Yeah, our coaches do a wonderful job. They've been looking at these teams for a long time, and we had some good facts and good scout on them earlier this week, and I think you just prepare for them just like we have this entire season, like it's any other team, like it's any
Hmm.
other game that we're going into, and um, it's exciting to kind of play outside of our conference for a little bit. We didn't have much of a non-conference this year.
Hmm.
To have that chance again to play someone outside of the Big East is going to be cool for us. A great experience, and they got to be ready too for us. So.
As you look and scout Virginia Tech, do they remind you of one or two Big East teams that you're going to be able to use some of those similar qualities to your advantage in the scout in hope of getting a win on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're a combination of a lot of Big East teams. They got some great shooters who we see in Villanova, Creighton, and also have a great post player like Providence or
Hmm.
uh, obviously Connecticut as well. And so they're definitely a mixture of a team, and I think that's to our advantage because we've definitely played against all those teams this year and gone through many scouts that are similar to them. So it's good.
Last time Marquette made it to the NCAA tournament, you were a part of that team, but you're not going to see as much. You didn't see as many minutes playing as you will Sunday. So, what is the feeling of when you get on that court, you see the ball tipped? What do you think that's going to feel for you in that moment?
Yeah, I even get chills like thinking about it now. Sitting there my freshman year, you get to learn a lot from those girls,
Hmm.
and watching us play against, I think Rice and Texas A&M was a very cool experience. And to be back in Texas and now starting on the floor and with my teammates, it will be a surreal experience. And when the ball is tipped, I definitely will get the chills.
It's been really fun watching you grow this season and knowing you've grown into a big part of Marquette's team. That's all we got here, Chloe. Thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it.